44, and for the next 15 minutes or so, I am talking to Larry Kinnear and Marlene Black from State of the Heart Hospice. And glad to have you guys here this morning. You guys are a supporter of us here at Joy FM, and we appreciate that. Larry, we are talking to you here earlier off the air about not just, I just mentioned that you support us, but you also need people to support you. You are the coordinator for promotion and development at State of the Heart. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about how you guys raise your support at the hospice.
Thanks, Naomi. We are a nonprofit organization, and we have a local board, but patient care is paid for by Medicare and Medicaid and most private insurance. We never turn a patient down because they don't have the funds to pay for their care.
Okay.
So that's a very important thing to remember. But we also, when we do programs like Camp Bearable, we do the books and our bereavement support in general, we need support from the family. And we do this, we have fundraisers. For instance, we have a golf outing that's coming up here in June that we'll be doing, and that's one important fundraiser. We have another fundraiser later in the year that a family puts together another golf outing. Of course, memorial contributions are very important to us, and that's another source of support. And then when we do things like camp, we actually we have some grant writing that we do, and that is an outreach to try to fund it. But the other thing I was going to mention about camp, if somebody is interested in supporting a child, we estimate it takes about $300 per youth to attend that camp, and that's the cost that we pick up. So we sometimes will look to a group that ask them, well, could you support a couple of the youth for camp, and a lot of times they're very gracious and they will help out. So if anybody out there is interested in doing that, they can certainly visit the website or call us and learn more about that.
And you have information there as well about that golf outing that you are planning?
Yes, that's going to be in Greenville, and we also have some more information about that. If somebody wants to sign up to play, they can certainly do that.
Is that on the website, or do they need to call you for that?
It's on the website, and then there's also a phone number, and they can call us as well.
Go ahead and give us the website and the phone number there.
Sure. The website is www.stateoftheheartcare.org.
Okay.
Our phone number is 1-800-417-7535.
Okay, 1-800-417-7535.
And the date for that golf outing is June the 5th. And if somebody's interested in playing or maybe being a sponsor or something like that, they're certainly welcome to call us to do that.
Okay. One thing that you guys offer at State of the Heart that we haven't really talked about a lot is music therapy. Can we talk about that?
Yes, Marlene has been involved with this on a first-hand basis, but I've been actually a witness to some of the music therapy that we've done. And we recently worked with a family, and there are a couple important points to hear on this family. This was the family that came to us, and there had been a very unexpected loss in that family, a son, a brother, a fiance, and they came to us for help with their grief support. And I think that the important thing maybe to remember here too is that a person need not have any association with hospice when they come to us. In this case, it was a traffic accident. The family happened to see some of our literature, approached us, but the way they chose to address their grief or to get to it was they said they all shared a common bond with that person who had died, and it was music. And we have a music therapy. We have 2 music therapists, and this is an important part of the services that we offer. And actually, it's being used increasingly in grief support. And Marlene just completed this one group, and maybe she can talk a little bit about it and how music therapy actually worked and how she sees it working as far as bereavement support. Okay,
Marlene, talk about that. I don't know a whole lot, honestly, about music therapy. So how does that work?
I think music therapy, as far as this grief group went, really helped the family express their feelings and express their thoughts. They really shared a lot with us. And an important part, too, is this family, there was kids there that were like 3 and 4 years old, all the way up to the aunt of the person that died. So it was a wide age range, and they all seemed to really connect with the music that we shared, with the music activities that we did. And I think it's important to know that music touches every one of our senses. It really draws us out, and that's what we need to do when we're grieving.
Okay. So how does these sessions work? Are there several sessions in a row, or?
For this family, we did a session once a week, an hour and a half for 6 weeks, and we just did different activities that included music. For instance, we did one was a meditation. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
They did a meditation that helped them actually draw pictures of their grief, and it was just a wonderful experience, I thought, and the family was so appreciative that we helped them like that way.
And then one evening, I attended one of the evenings, and for instance, they brought in the favorite song of the person who had died. And through talking about this favorite song, they would talk about their own memories of this person who was no longer with them. And again, through music, they were able to communicate with one another. And the one thing that the one family member I talked with, they said it was really great to have this time to find out what was in other people's minds. And they thought, well, maybe I was the only one who thought that way.
Right.
So it was a real common thread, I guess, for them to address and to get to some of their grief and loss issues.
Working here at the radio station, I kind of completely agree with what you're saying, that music has a special place in many of our hearts, that it touches a place that just words alone cannot hit. And so that is something that I think is great that you are working on using that in your grief support at State of the Heart Care. We're going to continue this conversation with Larry and Marlene. They are from State of the Heart Hospice, a supporter of ours here at Joy FM. Good to have you guys here. They'll be here for about another 10 minutes. Briefly, if you do have a question about grief and loss and you'd like to talk to Larry and Marlene, feel free to give us a call at 877-335-4JOY. Amy Grant with her latest, It's Better Than a Hallelujah on Joy FM. Amy Grant on Joy FM. Better than a hallelujah. It is 7:55, 46 degrees, headed all the way up to 76. We have one nice day for this week, and it happens to be today. So enjoy the sunshine today. We have in the studio for the next 5 minutes still, Larry Kinnear and Marlene Black from State of the Heart Hospice, talking about kids and grief. Marlene is a bereavement specialist. Larry is the coordinator for promotion and development. So we've really kind of been able to hit this thing from all angles and talk about kids and grief and dealing with grief support as a family. And it's been great to have you guys here. I wanted to emphasize that all of the services offered by State of the Heart are free and open to whoever is dealing with grief. And that's something that I think is definitely admirable. I would like you guys to talk some more about Camp Bearable. That's coming up in July. Talk about that. I know you still have some openings for that camp.
Yes, we do, and I think it's real important to let the parents know that all adults that come to camp have had a background check done, so that we know, that you can trust your children to our care for the weekend.
Right.
We still do have openings for camp. I encourage you to either call the office or stop by for an application, or if you have questions about camp or what happens, please feel free to call us.
I was going to also mention that oftentimes for camp we will get referrals from different sources. Maybe the court might suggest that a youth come because they've witnessed some problems. Sometimes a school official will call us and recommend that a child come in. Maybe a neighbor or friend, might just suggest that. So, and again, the youth need not have any association with hospice care in order to take advantage of that. And again, the bereavement support that we offer, music therapy, these are services which are provided free, and in other cases our patient care support is all paid for by Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance. But I think the great thing is the bereavement services that we offer to the community, regardless of affiliation with hospice, and these services are indeed free to the community.
Briefly, I wanted to ask, do you have a lot of volunteers on staff? If someone wanted to volunteer, what's involved?
If someone wanted to volunteer for camp, all they need to do is give me a call. Be glad to talk to them. And we do have an application packet that needs to be filled out, plus the background check, like I had said. And then we provide the training, usually one night before camp starts. We'll give them the training that they need to be at camp.
Okay. I know you guys also, you're not doing it this year, but there's also a family camp that you have done in the past. And you guys do a lot for families who are going through grief. And whether it's that Camp Bearable for kids, you do the one-on-one sessions, you do family sessions, you do music therapy, you do whatever it takes. Every